Hi, my name is Julie Bogus, and I will be your instructor for Gero 468, Leadership and Aging Services. I wanted to begin by giving you just a real quick overview of what you can expect in this class and what you cannot expect in this class. You, first of all, probably have noticed that we are not using a textbook. And the reason for that is there really isn't a textbook for this subject matter. So we will be working from a book called Meeting the Challenge, the Leadership Challenge in Long-Term Care. So it's a book that's got really good practical real life stories about leaders working in a nursing home, facing some of the challenges that they face and talking through some of the solutions and how they went about addressing it. So it's very practical. This class is not going to be about theory. It's not going to be Gero 365 where we talk about aging and the challenges of aging. So it will not be duplicative there. We also are not going to be getting into a real deep dive about regulations. We will cover regulations, and we're going to cover regulations of nursing homes from the standpoint of what are some of the challenges that are created by the regulations. So we're not going to replicate this class, the Public Health 466 class, which is long-term care managing across the continuum. So for those of you who have taken 365 or 466, I don't want you to worry that this is going to be a repetitive class. I want this class to be very practical so that at the end of it, you step out understanding issues, challenges, the environment that we are trying to care for older adults, and the real key things that you need to know. And you need to understand how to do certain things. So we're going to be starting the class with doing a revisit of the continuum of care, which is a revisit of what we go over in Gero 365. But we're also going to have a little bit more of a deeper discussion about the personnel that work in nursing homes and assisted living communities, and some of the issues related to personnel management and labor laws. So we're going to kind of cover that in the first part of the course. Then we will tap into the topic of regulations, the regulatory environment. What are some of the challenges of having to run a facility in the regulatory environment that we have? And that includes the regulatory and the enforcement part of nursing homes. Then we're going to take a look at the Nursing Home Compare website, which is a part of Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, and it's a website that attempts to track performance of nursing homes. Then we're going to talk about governance and leadership and how our organizations structured and set up, and ethical considerations for running an ethical organization. We'll talk about change management, innovation, technology, the difference between for-profit and non-for-profit, culture change. What are we doing right now in this industry to help propel our models of care and moving forward? We have touched on that topic in 365, but we're going to do a deeper dive into culture change, because one of the key things for anybody going into this industry is that you have to have a mindset that the status quo is not going to work moving forward. So you have to have a little bit of a willingness to push the envelope, a willingness to be a visionary, and to know that change is going to have to take place. So culture change will be a big part of our conversation a little bit later in the semester. And then we have to talk about quality management and handling grievances and complaints and abuse prevention. So we have a lot of topics to cover, but the nice thing is that we're going to be able to have time throughout the 16-week semester to really have some in-depth conversation. So I want this class to be very interactive. It's small enough. We just have a handful of people, graduate students as well as undergraduate. So graduate students, you'll probably have a couple more assignments over the semester than your undergrad counterparts. So just be aware of that. The course is going to be set up on a total of 600 points. And you will be assessed, your learning will be assessed through learning assessments that I believe I've scheduled those about once every 4 weeks. And then a midterm and a final, and we'll have some Blackboard discussions. There'll be some case studies and probably a couple of papers. So that's how I will assess your performance in the class. I am always delighted to hear from students through email. I am on campus only 2 days a week, so the best way to reach out to me is through email, and we can set up a time to meet if we need to do that. Otherwise, I think I have covered what I wanted to for the intro. Each week, by the way, you will have a video like this one that'll just kind of introduce the main concepts for that particular week. So you will look for that, and lots of web links. I do use a lot of the material that's already out there on the web, and material that I believe does the best job of conveying the subject matter that I'm looking at that point. So I look forward to working with you, and good luck at the very beginning of your semester. Thanks.